Chapter 29. A Silver Ice Bucket. I didn't know we owned a silver ice bucket. Tiny silver tongs, too. They had been placed on a silver tray, along with several bottles of soda. There was also the box of fancy cookies that had been sitting on the top shelf of a cabinet for as long as I could remember. Leslie and I had been forbidden to open it. Until now. My mother had gone to a store and purchased a bridge set, which included 2 decks of cards and a special score pad with the words "we" and "they" printed on it. She also bought a cheese ball. "You're wearing that?" she asked me. I didn't reply. I was wearing what I was wearing. "Can you at least comb your hair?" The doorbell rang. "Well, are you just going to stand there, or are you going to answer it?" I opened the door to see Tony's nervous smile. "Hi," she said quietly. "Hi," I replied. My mother told me to quit standing there like a bump on a log. "Invite your guests to come inside." "Come on in," I said. "Welcome to our humble home," said my mother. "Thank you," said Tony. "And how are your parents?" my mother asked her. "They're fine, thanks." "We go way back, you know." "Yes, they've told me about you," said Tony. That couldn't be good, I thought. "Too bad you never got to know your grandparents," said my mother. "I think it's tragic when a family can't get along." "It was tragic," Tony agreed. "Are you still seeing the same psychiatrist?" my mother asked. "What's his name?" "Don't answer that," I said, then told my mother to quit badgering her. "I'm not badgering anyone. I'm just making friendly conversation. She's your guest, and you've hardly said a word. Somebody has to pick up the slack." "It's all right," said Tony. "His name's Dr. Ellsworth." "Ellsworth a good man," my mother said, as if she had a clue. "Are you taking medication?" "Jesus Christ!" I exclaimed. "This from a woman who complained about people's privacy not being respected anymore." "It's no big deal," said Tony. "Yes, Mrs. Richards. I have a prescription to control my schizophrenia." My mother shot me an "I told you so" look. Then she turned back to Tony and told her that she had wonderful poise. "Don't you think so, Alton?" "Yeah, she's got great poise." Tony smiled. "It's wonderful that the world of medicine has come so far," my mother said. "Too bad those drugs weren't around for your grandmother." For the first time, I thought I saw a flash of defiance in Tony's eyes. "There was nothing the matter with my grandmother," she said. "She didn't need medication." "Well, I'm no psychiatrist," my mother admitted. I managed to lead Tony away from my mother and into the living room. We sat down at the card table across from each other. She began shuffling one of the decks of cards, and I shuffled the other. "Sorry about my mother," I said. "It's okay. My parents warned me about her," Tony said, then instantly put her hand over her mouth. "Sorry. I didn't mean anything by that." "No, I know," I assured her. "If anybody needs a psychiatrist, it's her." That was the wrong thing to say. "Sorry," I said. "I didn't mean—" "I like Dr. Ellsworth," said Tony, "but I don't take the meds." I started to say she seemed perfectly normal to me, but stopped myself in time. I'd already put one foot in my mouth. I had told Leslie to stay away until Cliff arrived, so I could have some time alone with Tony, but that wasn't working out exactly as planned. I'm a lot smoother in my daydreams than I am in real life. "Are you having a pool put in?" Tony asked, looking at the backyard through the sliding glass door. "No," I said. We continued to shuffle our cards. "So, what else do you like to do, besides play bridge?" I asked. "I don't know. Different things," said Tony. "My friend and I are making a quilt." "A quilt?" Her face reddened. "You think that's really lame, don't you? Who is this loser?" "No, not at all," I said. I tried to think of something fascinating to say about quilts, but nothing came to mind. Leslie stepped into the room. "Sorry," she said. I guess Cliff's not here yet. Big surprise." I told her to come join us." "You sure?" she asked. "Of course," I said. "Leslie's been bugging me for a few weeks to play bridge," I told Tony, "and now she's afraid to enter the room." That was unfair. For one thing, Leslie was never a pest. She shot me an accusatory glance, but then, not wanting to make me look bad in front of Tony, she smiled sweetly. "It's a great game," said Tony. "You'll love it." Leslie went to the ice bucket. She picked up a single ice cube using tiny silver tongs and dropped it into her glass. Kerplunk! Then another. Kerplunk. Then another. Kerplunk. From the way Tony and I watched her, you would have thought she was performing delicate surgery. Leslie noticed our stares. You want a soda? She offered. No thanks, said Tony. I'm cool, I said, being anything but.